What makes you the angriest? Emotional immaturity. The rape or molestation of a child. People who get away with it every time they do it. You know when you're walking down the sidewalk and the sidewalk is just wide enough for 2.5 people, and then you see two people walking towards you in your direction, but rather than temporarily falling into a single file line, they stay walking next to each other, and you have to step off the sidewalk? Yeah. That. As an introvert, when someone says, "Why are you so quiet?" People intentionally littering. The lack of human empathy in society. Having a narcissistic mom. Child abuse. Honestly, on a daily basis, myself. Thinking of my past mistakes, my lack of engagement. I am just angry at myself for what I am not. People at work who are stupid and lazy. People who take advantage of the elderly. Rejection of universally known and proven facts. People who are loud. Even thinking about how loud they are, makes me angry. Simply existing. Self-centered, inconsiderate assholes. That covers most of what everyone is complaining about, and that grinds my gears almost every day. Time is real. I am willing to die on this hill. I cannot tolerate people who don't abide by time. People who don't understand boundaries. People who claim to know everything about you. People who are intolerant of other people's culture, and the Dutch. When someone tells you to talk more but didn't pay attention while you're talking. People, organizations who purposely spread misinformation to facilitate public outrage. When cutlery has those water spots. Greed of elites and corporations. Making decent profits in the 70s and 80s was not enough for them. They are creating a bigger and bigger underclass with rising prices and profits. If this music weren't good, people wouldn't listen to it. If this movie weren't good, people wouldn't watch it. The majority opinion ISN, always right. Fuck you. The fake X button trying to get you to click on the ad. Animal abusers. People who try to control other people's lives. Stop it. Leave other people alone. Ever heard a dial-up tone? Slow drivers who use the left lane as a cruising lane instead of the passing lane. When I open the fridge and it's empty. People who go to public hiking trails and play loud music out of a boombox in their backpack. Getting sick. I'd rather get punched in the face than get a cold. Situations I have no control of. People's obsession with celebrities and TikTok trends. Arrogant idiots spewing out logical nonsense to the public. People who ask me the same questions over and over again. Abuse of animals. People who hurt children or animals. Work meetings that could have been an email. Abuse of power in all of its forms. I can't see my forehead. Lazy people downplay the competent, hardworking, talented people into oblivion out of jealousy. People who believe in fairy tales and then insist that those tales be incorporated in government law. Waking up. Bad drivers and people who leave their carts in the parking lot. The first urge to pee after drinking a whole pot of coffee. Child abuse. Animal abuse. When shitty people are rewarded for doing shitty things. The amount of taxes we have to pay. Unearned entitlement. Noisy neighbors. Ignorance with no attempt to educate themselves. People that pull out in front of you, only to stop and make a turn immediately after. Especially when there's no one else behind you. Pens on strings. Nazis. People who are confidently dumb, wrong. My life. People who don't finish there. My husband. Seriously considering leaving him at this point. People that don't have spatial awareness in the store. People who are disingenuous, especially if it's very obvious they're not being truly honest. All it does is complicate things when they could have been straightforward from the beginning and arrive where we were supposed to before and without all the lies and fronts. Top 3 are asshole drivers, toxic friends, family, and neighbors who blast their music. First world problem. When a car in the fast lane is driving the exact same speed as the car beside them in the next lane over. Infuriating. Thinking about how the US is rotting from the inside out and there's nothing anyone can do about it. Humans. Stupid people. Yes, politicians. Slow drivers in the left lane, holding up traffic. This burns me to no end. People actively trying to take rights away from humans because they're different than them. Nothing more than that, just different. And they hate that. People smoking near me. People who still support Trump. I get you're all in a massive cult and don't know it, but please wake the flock up. Bad drivers. When you say something that's true and people try and deny the reality of that truth and then go on to make out like you are the arsehole. People who use triggers and rage against those triggers instead of learning to cope with real life stuff that everyone on earth has learned to put up with. Reddit mods mostly. Bullying. Preying on the weak. I lose my /. Plus. The shit that is happening with women's bodily autonomy. Getting sold shitty copper while me messenger is treated with contempt. Now that's something that drives me crazy. Fucktards who blame every Muslim for the actions of a very few terrorists. My mill. The amount of litter out there. Chronic loneliness. People that have no common sense. I hate that I hate people like that. I've been working in the restaurant business for the last 8 years and it may be salty toward people who can't seem to understand the basic stuff. Nissan Altima drivers. My brother. My social anxiety. It's so lonely. That one person who drives a motorcycle at night when everyone is trying to sleep. American gun culture, gun fetishizing, gunsplaining. I hate it all.